It's happening. You can get this light on. You know it's gonna cook me. So, a reaction to do. And this is just this is just something else, you know. You see, I used to like Aftv, but then it's the toxic positive mindset that's demonstrated how much of a virus Aftv is within the fan base. You know, these men are the ones pushing forward the whole, well, top four is a trophy kind of thing. Top four, top four, top four. They'll talk about getting top four to play in the Champions League, but they'll never talk about actually winning it. They'll just want to be in it. And that's the thing with this, you know, with what Aftv is spoon-fed everybody else. You know what I mean? Wenger started the top four as a trophy. Then Aftv came in afterwards, and now they're just in full support of it, basically. But not everybody that goes on Aftv is in full support of it. But majority of the ones that were in support of it are no longer connected to them anymore, for whatever reasons that they're not connected anymore. You know what I mean? So no matter how much this club changes managers, changes everything, what remains is the fans. And ultimately, it's the toxic positive fans that need to get out.
Get him out! Get him out!
Now, Aftv's Robbie sat on the Invincibles podcast and out of his own mouth said that he would rather win nothing this season and have top four than to win trophies and not be in the Champions League. He said it. He actually said he would rather get top four than win trophies, win the League, Cup, and FA Cup. What? Absolute shambles of a fan base. You know what I mean? Absolute shambles of a fan base. Imagine turning down. Imagine saying, I don't want to win trophies, mate. I just want to get top four. This glorification of playing in the Champions League like we're gonna do something in it. You know what I mean? Like, this fan base sucks off top four more than actually being champions. But let's get into it. Because this is just something else. Fair use and all that. Don't want to get no copyright shit on my fucking channel. You know what I mean? Grow a fucking pair. Want to using a clip. But let's get into it.
You said at the start of the season that you probably take a top four finish over maybe winning the FA Cup and
no,
the League Cup.
No. Look, listen.
I would.
What you prefer to get top four then?
This season,
I'll always have trophy before
this season, yeah. I would have taken a top four finish over winning the FA Cup or winning the League Cup. The reason.
Oh hell no!
See, this season he'd have took that. You see how we're justifying failure? You see how that works? You see how these men will justify failure? See, league judges actually has some sense. Not even he would take this bullshit that Robbie's saying. So I'll give him a Don DeMarco for that.
Don DeMarco.
Just imagine, you know, Arsenal could win the League Cup or win the FA Cup. Oh no, I'd rather just finish in the top four than win the trophies. You know what I mean? So this will be under the guidance of, you know, you win the trophies but you don't get top four kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure that you know, he'd take having both. But you know, it's out of the two, either finish in the top four so you can play Champions League football next season in a competition that you're not going to even try and win, or win a trophy, League Cup or FA Cup, let's just say, in the season, but you don't get top 4. You know what I mean? He'd rather Arsenal Football Club not add more honours to their success to play in a competition we've one, never won, 2, we don't even try and win. And this is why I hope we get fucking smoked out of that Champions League next season, because these man don't deserve to see it. Let's let this carry on.
Being is that we've not been in the Champions League for so long.
Yeah, but it's no good like doing what Spurs done and getting knocked out.
No, but hold on. Last season we got close to it. And I look on it and I say, for the progression of this side, to enable us to get better players. That's why I wanted it so badly last year as well. I'm like, it's a game changer for Arsenal.
It's a game changer being in the Champions League because we can get so much better players. You know, that old chestnut. But this is what's running rife in the fan base. This. You know what I mean? That is running rife in the fan base. You got bare people in the fan base that have that kind of mindset. Top 4 is just this huge thing. We've been in the Champions League enough times now to see what the business is. But for some reason, these men think that under Arteta it's going to be something totally different. You know what I mean? He won the FA Cup with Unai Emery's team. Then in his full seasons, threw away all the competitions, couldn't get top 4, right? Twice in a row, and narrowly missed out last season. Now this season, we look like we're going to, we're challenging Man City for the league. I mean, we're actually pushing it. And then, no. We bottled it in the same manner that we bottled top 4. And now these men are out here championing finishing second. You ain't got the players in on that as well. You know what I mean? This toxic positivity of this fan base where it just glorifies failure. You know what I mean? It's absolute shambles. You know what I mean? Because, as I said, this is running rife in the fan base. And this rolls onto the players. This is why you got players coming out saying, "Oh, look where we came from, man. This is a good season." A good season. This has been a shit season. So I want you lot to understand that, the players that were there when we last won the FA Cup, right? All 6 of them. Maybe not Tina. He might not be that daft to be coming out with this shit, but you never know, right? They would class this season as a better season than the 2020 when we actually won the trophy. You know what I mean? Even our 2015-16 season was better than this because at least we won a Community Shield. I will go that far. I will fucking go that far. I will go that far. You know what I mean? I know people don't rate the Community Shield, but end of the day, if you look at why you're there to begin with, I don't see why it's something to just downplay as if it's nothing. But we know that if Man City was to win the FA Cup, we'll be in a Community Shield, and then, if we win that, then it's going to be like, oh well, this will kick us on to win the league, mate. I mean, we watched Liverpool smoke Man City in a Community Shield, didn't we? Look how the season's turned out. But anyways, this is the mindset. So 2014, 2015, 2017, 2020. According to fans in this fan base, this season was better than all 4 of those, and we won trophies in all 4 of those seasons. We won the FA Cup in all 4 of them seasons. You know what I mean? So in 2014, we finished 4th, I think, or 3rd, won the FA Cup. 2015, finished 4th or 3rd, won the FA Cup. Retained it. I'd say 2015 was one of our best seasons for a while because we retained the fucking trophy. 2017, I'd say 2017 was our best FA Cup win in recent times because of the Chelsea team that we beat. We stopped them doing a double, and they had a record-breaking amount of wins in the Premier League and everything. They were chasing the double, and we stopped that. And we beat Man City in a semi-final to get there. But these man want to come out and say that this season was better than that. You know what I mean? These toxic positive fan base, this toxic positive fans in this fan base will turn around and say this season was better than 2017. Just because we flirted with Man City for the league. But ultimately, we got our asses kicked in the end. Rather than 2017 season, we stopped Chelsea doing a double. That Chelsea team, the year after Chelsea won the FA Cup in 2018, and that Chelsea team weren't even as good. And not even Man U could break them down. And at that time, Jose Mourinho's Man U couldn't even break them man down. But we did. Arsene Wenger's Arsenal did. Stop them doing a double. Prevented Pep winning his first trophy in England. But these men want to sit here and if you ask them which season was better, 2017 or 2023, they will say 2023. You know what I mean? It's an absolute shambles. You know what I mean? This is why when we're in the Champions League next season, right? I don't want us to get out of the group because these men don't deserve to see it. Because I know if we get out of the group, that's it. They don't care about nothing else. They won't give a shit about winning it. They'll just give a shit about just being in it. Just being it. That'll be all right. You know what I mean? This is the thing. This is why I hate that you can finish in the top 4 and you can get Champions League football. Because if you had to be a champion to win it, then that will have this fan base want to be champions because that's the only way you can be in it. You know what I mean? But no. Just finishing the top 4, it's all right. You think these are going to care if we win nothing? If we get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League next season and then finish 3rd or 4th next season, these lot won't care. Why? Because we get Champions League football again. They won't care. This is the thing. People want to know why I'm upset about this. Why I'm vexed even at the thought of us playing in the Champions League next season because of this shit. But I'll play it again. I'll play it again.
You were said at the start of the season that you probably take a top 4 finish over maybe winning the FA Cup and the League Cup.
No. Look, listen.
I would.
What you prefer to get top 4 than
this season.
I'll always have trophy before
this season. Yeah. I would have taken a top 4 finish over winning the FA Cup or winning the League Cup. The reason being is that we've not been in the Champions League for so long.
Yeah, but it's no good not doing what Spurs done and getting knocked out.
No, hold on. Last season we got close to it. And I look on it and I say for the progression of this side to enable us to get better players. That's why I wanted it so badly last year as well. I'm like, it's a game changer for Arsenal.
Oh, hell no.
See, that's what's right for this fan base. This kind of mindset. I just want top 4, mate. Forget winning trophies. Not once do these men talk about winning it. Not once. You go ask all these Arsenal fans that are talking about, we'll play in Champions League. Not one of them talk about trying to win it. That there tells you where this fan base is. They just want to be in something, but they don't want to win it. They don't give a shit about winning it. They just want to be in it to reap up its benefits. We could attract better players. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Let's just be in the Champions League. But I will not mention anything about trying to win it. Nothing. Why be in a competition? That's the thing. Because the fans have this mindset, it rolled onto the players. It has been for years. I mean, back in the Wenger days, just get to the quarterfinals and we'll get a hard team. Oh, well, they were too good for us, and then repeat. And this fan base was okay with that. You know what I mean? And then you have toxic positive Arsenal fans talking about, how do you expect us to compete with Man City? Well, we'll top all season. 8 points clear in January when they had no game in hands. We're 8 points clear come 1st of April. You know what I mean? Didn't take long for Man City to then overtake at that point. And these men are chatting about how can we compete with Man City? What? Man City that we seem to always beat in FA Cup semi-finals to go and win the FA Cup. That Man City. You know what I mean? Each of the times that we did it, what were the pundits saying? Sucking them off, talking about how unstoppable they are. Yes, I remember that. You know what I mean? 2017 and 2020, all we heard, the pundits sucking off. Pundits are sucking them off, talking about how unstoppable Man City are. Oh, Man City are just, I don't know how you can beat them. And then come FA Cup semi-final, Arsenal turned them over and did it twice. You know what I mean? And then you look at Arsenal this season, top of the table for 248 days. 93% of the season. But then you got sorry-ass excuse of Arsenal fans turning around saying, you can't expect us to beat Man City. You know what I mean? You know the retardation of that? You know what I mean? We were top all season, but they're turning around saying, how do you expect us to compete with Man City? We can't beat them. Some special kind of retardation from these men. You know what I mean? It's a special kind of retardation. I'm gonna play the video again, right? Of Aftv's Robbie turning around saying he'd rather win nothing than and be in the Champions League than win something.
You were said at the start of the season that you probably take a top 4 finish over maybe winning the FA Cup and
No.
the League Cup.
No. Look, listen.
I would.
What you prefer to get top 4 than
this season.
I'll always have trophy before
this
that.
season. I would have taken a top 4 finish over winning the FA Cup or winning the League Cup. The reason being is,
imagine that. Just think of the all the times that fans would have seen Arsenal lift silverware, and he's saying, I would rather just finish in the top 4. Not I'd rather win the league than win those. No, I'll finish in the top 4. So I'll finish 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, so we can play under the Champions League lights at night next season. Then we are champions. Imagine that. Imagine that. Absolute shambles. Absolute fucking shambles of a fan base, man. You will not find City fans talking like this. And that's another thing. People say that the Premier League is going to turn into the Farmers League now because Man City is just going to keep winning it. Well, my thing is, it will turn into the Farmers League by choice. And what do I mean by that? Everybody else below Man City will, probably apart from Liverpool, will just be happy just to get top 4. You know what I mean? Because everybody else has that defeated mindset where, nah, Man City are too good for us. So if we just finish at top 4, that'll be good enough. That's the mindset. Man United have it. Arsenal have it. You know what I mean? We'll see what about Chelsea. Spurs have it. Liverpool to a degree, but their players get it a little bit more. You know what I mean? If I would sign a petition, right, to get Arsenal out of the Champions League next season and put Liverpool in it. They'll do more. Liverpool will be more entertaining to watch in the Champions League than Arsenal next season, because Liverpool, guarantee you, if you was to throw Liverpool in the Champions League next season, they'll do more. Liverpool deserve Champions League football more than what we do. Just based on the fact that they compete. Don't matter that they finished, 5th? Don't matter. But then again, they'll be in Europa League next season, so they'll compete and try and win that anyway. I said it. If we don't win the league, we don't deserve Champions League football. Simple as that. We didn't go into it winning anything. You know what I mean? Man U deserve Champions League football. They're already champions of the league. of the Football League. And there could be FA Cup champions. There could be 2 times champions going into the Champions League next season. Could be. Man City are already champions now. I mean, we don't deserve to be in the Champions League. Fuck what we done to be in that. You know what I mean? Like, you have clubs like Newcastle chiming about Champions League because I haven't been in it for so long, and we've got that same mindset. Like, oh, well, it's been years. I mean, but Newcastle's potential downfall will be that the fans will just be happy to be somewhere rather than win something. Because apparently there was a 60-something-year-old Newcastle fan at Wembley when they were in the cup final crying just because they were there. Did nothing mentioning about or trying to win it, no nothing. He was just happy that Newcastle were just at Wembley. Just being at Wembley, that was enough. And that's what's wrong. That's that kind of mindset. Fans having that mindset, that could kill the football club standards if there's enough of them. And when we've got Aftv and you've got them, pedestalizing top 4, always talk about being in a competition, but never talk about winning the competition. I mean, but he'll down talk the League Cup. So I don't want to see these man making any content about the League Cup next season. Nope. Don't make any content about the League Cup when we're in it. You know what I mean? Because apparently that's little man trophy. You know what I mean? And then they'll talk down on the FA Cup as if to say, like, oh, well, finishing the top 4 is better. What, the FA Cup that we was happily winning and retaining as well, ending our trophy draw, and these man and Robbie had the audacity to turn around and say he'd rather get top 4 than win an FA Cup. Is he serious? You know what I mean? 2014 we ended our 9-year trophy draw. 2015 we then retained that trophy. You know what I mean? Since then, nobody else has retained the FA Cup, by the way. Like, retaining the FA Cup is not an easy thing to do. Man U have never retained the FA Cup in their history, by the way. Just to give man some perspective, Man U have never retained the FA Cup in their history. Back-to-back finals, but they've never retained it. Only Arsenal, Chelsea. Have Liverpool done it? Maybe Liverpool. I think only 3 clubs have retained the FA Cup ever. I don't know if Spurs have. But not many clubs have retained the FA Cup. You know what I mean? Not many clubs have retained it. And in recent times, Arsenal's been the most recent to retain the FA Cup. Before that, it was Chelsea in 2009 and 10. Not easy. And in fact, inside the 2010s, from 2010 upwards, Arsenal were the only team to retain a trophy until Man City retained the League Cup in 2018 or 2019 or whichever. I mean, but you have these man. You have people like Robbie basically saying, I'd rather get top 4 than win the FA Cup. I mean, it's just, if you don't laugh with the retardedness of this fan base, you'll probably cry. You know what I mean? Absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. There's no way Jose Enrique would you get Man City fans or Real Madrid fans behaving like this. You just won't. Not in bulk. So the Premier League will become a farmers' league by choice because everybody else doesn't want to win. Everybody else, Man City are the only club that wants to win. That's why it will become a farmers' league. If you only got one team that wants to win, then yeah, the Premier League will become a farmers' league based on merit of Man City just want to win. You know what I mean? As soon as we nailed Champions League football, notice how we capitulated in the league. When it was guaranteed we were going to get Champions League football, that's when we started falling off. You know what I mean? The CEO in January saying that top four is the aim, while 7-8 points clear. Shambles. But, you know, listen to the shambolic from so-called Arsenal fan.
You were said at the start of the season that you probably take a top 4 finish over maybe winning the FA Cup and
No.
the League Cup.
No. Look, listen.
I would.
What you prefer to get top 4 then?
This season,
I'll always have trophy before
this
that.
season, I would have taken a top 4 finish over winning the FA Cup or winning the League Cup. The reason being is that we've not been in the Champions League for so long.
Yeah, but it's no good like doing what Spurs done and getting knocked out.
No, but hold on. Last season we got close.
All because we haven't been in it for so long. Oh, it's been ages since we've been in the Champions League. So, you know, winning a trophy, nah, not that good. You see, my thing is this, right? Since towards Wenger's last few seasons, I didn't want us in the Champions League anymore. I was like, we ain't doing anything in it. Why be in it if we're not going to do anything? Get us in Europa League. I actually see. I was flipped. I wanted us to be in Europa League because I knew we'd have more chance of winning it than the Champions League. 2, you know, we'll get further than quarterfinals. And lo and behold, when Wenger was in it his last season, it took us to a semi-final. You know what I mean? And then when we was in it, because we won the FA Cup in 2020, I think Arteta took us to a semi-final as well. You know what I mean? Before that, Unai Emery took us to a final. You know what I mean? So you look at that, right? 2018, we got to the semi-final of the Europa League. 2019, we got to the final of Europa League. 2020, I think we did get to the semi-final again. 2021, we were in it. 2022, we got kicked out in the quarterfinals. So you've got semi-final, semi, and then we got knocked out when we threw it away this season. So what's clear is we compete more in Europa League, but we want Champions League so much. You know what I mean? How about win a trophy to be in a competition that we're because end of the day, right? I know we've got Champions League football now, right? But if we'd have wanted to win the League Cup, FA Cup, whatever, right? In the meantime of not getting anything that we wanted, like for example in 2021, in 2020. No, not 2020. Yeah, in 2021, if we'd have won a League Cup or FA Cup, we would have been in Europa League because of that, despite finishing 8th. You know what I mean? That would have been another chance to compete and try and win the Europa League. You know what I mean? That's more exciting than just being in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Guaranteed we don't get to the quarters in the Champions League. Guaranteed. Guaranteed we don't. Champions League, we're not prepared for it. Not ready for it. We are not prepared. You know what I mean? Don't want us in it. You know what I mean? And it's I'm gonna tune into Aftv when we don't make the group, when we don't make it out of the group. I'm gonna tune in. Oh no, I want to hear what these men say, because these type of Arsenal fans do not deserve to see Arsenal playing in the Champions League. What they deserve to see is Arsenal get pammed in the Champions League. Pammed out of the group completely. Get us back in Europa League, because we'll more likely compete and win that. We'll not win it, but we'll more likely compete to try and win that. Get us back. Get Road to Europa League. That's why, in fact, I should change my title down there. Road back to Europa League, please. You know what I mean? I want Europa League football. Fuck Champions League. Don't want it, because we ain't going to do shit. We ain't going to do shit in the Champions League. All we're going to do is just pussyfoot around and get smoked. But as long as we're in it, this fan base will be happy. Nah, don't want it. Give it Liverpool. Liverpool have Champions League. You deserve it. You know what I mean? It's an injustice. That's how I see it. It's an injustice for Liverpool not to be in the Champions League. It's their own fault, but it's an atrocity that we're in it. You know what I mean? Because what are we gonna do in the Champions League? Be honest. What are we gonna do? Guarantee you take Arsenal out, put Liverpool in, they'll do more. Liverpool will get out the group, and they'll bare minimum get to the quarterfinals. Bare minimum. That Liverpool team, Nunes and all them, man, that Liverpool team will get at bare minimum to a quarterfinal of the Champions League. This Arsenal team that finished second after straddling around top all season would not get out of the group because we are not built for the Champions League. Get us back in Europa League. Anyways, I'm done. I could rant all night. But yeah, I'm still Arteta out. Spanish Ben Rodgers out. You know what I mean? And we don't deserve Champions League football, but we're in it. So hopefully we'll try and win it. But we don't deserve to be in it, in my opinion. But I know that for one, we're not going to win it. 2, I don't think we're getting out of the group. 3, this fan base is just happy to be in the Champions League. But if we get out of the group, go win it. Go try and win it. That's my thing. But I'm saying right now, we don't deserve to be in it. But we're in it. What? I'm looking at it as like, Arteta, you fucking better compete for that. Now we're in the Champions League. You better fucking try. None of this bullshit like, oh, well, I'm going to keep playing this player that's playing shit. None of that. Nope. You fucking try and win it. You go all fucking out to try and win that now. Seems I want to be in it so much, we must want to win it so bad. So you better fucking go and try and win it. You better give everything you can into them players to try and win the Champions League. You know what I mean? Not pussyfoot around, but I don't think it's going to happen. But, you know, let me know what you guys think. Anyways, I'm done with this video. Like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe, follow all the socials. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.